This is the Nebula Soundbar, and this is the Fire TV 4K edition. It's got Fire TV built in, so you don't need another device. But is it any good? Well, let's take a closer look. So my friends, just for full disclosure, I bought this with my own money. I'm not being asked to say anything about it, good or bad, and so therefore my thoughts are my own. This cost $229 or £179 in the UK. I've left my affiliate links in the description. Now, if you were to purchase the Fire TV Stick 4K, that actually sets you back $50 or £50 without any special offers, and so therefore you're ending up paying around £120 more or $170 more for the soundbar feature. So this soundbar is not made by Amazon, it's actually made by a firm called Anker. Now you may be familiar with Anker, you've probably got a device of theirs, whether it be a memory card reader, a battery pack or another type of speaker. Now I feel that this is going to be something which Amazon do more and more. It's a way of them getting their Amazon Fire TV brand out there without necessarily having to make lots of hardware. So it's a win-win for all parties involved. Now the quality of this device is stunning. It's quite weighty. I think it weighs around about 3.5 to 4 kilos, but it really does feel premium. It's got the same fabric type material which wraps around the other Echo devices, so it really does feel part of the Amazon family. There's this bar on top which isn't actually any physical buttons, it's just sensors, and it's very easy to operate, and I'll show you that in just a second. On either side of the soundbar you have these bass reflex ports which do give a good quality bass, and I'll show you that as well. And then on the front you do have to have some big red label which gives the name. Why? I really don't know. Why that couldn't be in the same grey or just not there at all, it would look so much better. This soundbar not only feels good, but I think it's a really good size. It measures under a metre, 92 centimetres long, it's 11 centimetres deep and 6 centimetres high, which I think is about the right size to fit under most people's TVs. On the back of the device you have auxiliary in, HDMI input which is audio return channel, there's also an optical input which is nice to see, the USB port there is just for doing upgrades, and you've got the power. On the front of the device you do have an LED display. Here I'm displaying FTV, which is Fire TV, and it will show optical and Bluetooth, for instance, if you've got those connected. Now in my tests that didn't actually turn off, so I would have liked to have seen that come off after around 30 seconds or so, but from what I can gather it's just on all the time. When I powered the device on for the first time, the default was to go into Fire TV, and it was exactly like setting up any other Fire TV device. So all you need to do is follow the on-screen instructions, connect it up to your Wi-Fi, and then install the apps that you want to install. Now obviously depending on which location in the world you're in will depend on what apps you can install, but obviously you've got access to the App Store at a later date as well, so you don't have to do that through the initial setup. And then you're presented with a very familiar Fire TV screen. If you do want to connect to a different device or a different input, then you can do that either via the remote or via the button on top of the actual soundbar. And as you can see, the display will change depending on what you choose. You can set the soundbar up as a standard Bluetooth speaker very simply, either via the remote or via the button on top. Just send it to BT, which stands obviously for Bluetooth, and then in your actual phone settings or whatever the device is, you'll see it will say Nebula Soundbar Fire TV Edition. Once you've connected, you're ready to play music. So the rest of the sounds that you're going to hear in this video comes directly from the soundbar recorded with my Rode mic. So this soundbar really does deliver some really good quality sound. In fact, you get a total of 100 watts of power of sound. There's two 3-inch 30 watt subwoofers. Inside there's also two 1.5-inch full range 20 watt speakers, which gives you a maximum volume output of 105 decibels, which is pretty loud. And at that range, even at full volume, it didn't distort at all. Now this soundbar also supports Dolby Vision. Let me show you some video, and again the sound is recorded directly from the soundbar. So the sound quality of this soundbar is pretty good, but I don't think it's as good as the Echo Studio, which I reviewed just a few days ago, and I'll leave the link to that review up above. And again, that can also hook up to a Fire TV stick or a Fire Cube, but obviously that means that you do have to buy that separately. But this is pretty good, and let me show you a little bit more now of what it can do.
You call me a saint, but you know I'm a stranger, all willing and able to do what you want.
Right now, you're listening to where cinematic audio has been. Because we are so used to hearing sound this way, we don't notice that it is merely a fraction of what its potential could be. But what if sound could be extraordinary? Again.
She just erupted her.
Opening main doors for secondary deployment.
Too far away.
What if sound could be captivating, subtle, authentic? What if sound could be deeper?
If you do want to tweak the sound a little bit more, then you can adjust the bass and the treble either on top by pressing the equalizer button or by pressing it on the actual remote control. And you can do different movie modes like music, movie, voice, and so therefore you're getting a different arrangement of sound. There is also this spatial thing, which is spatial sound on or off, and again I thought it was okay. It didn't really sound great, being honest, so therefore I left it off, and I didn't notice major differences between the different movie, voice or music modes. So again, I think that's just down to personal choice, and it's down to you whether you like it or not. The remote control which comes with this soundbar is like a Fire Stick's remote control but on steroids. You've got lots of extra buttons in terms of the settings, and you've also got those direct buttons for Prime Video, Netflix, Amazon Music, and also direct to your applications. So in summary, my friends, I think this is about a 7 out of 10. It's got some pros and it's got some cons. It's a great all-in-one device. Having a great sound, considering it's not got a sub, is great. And also, obviously, having the Fire TV built in. However, I don't believe it does as good a job as the Echo Studio. I think I prefer the sound of that. It's definitely more bassier, and I think that I would just use that and spend a little bit more and hook that up to a Fire TV. But if you are in the market for an all-in-one device that you can pretty much take anywhere with you and have great sound, well then this could be for you. Let me know what you think in the comment section about this soundbar and indeed any other Amazon device. Also check out those links. They are affiliate links, so they do help support the channel if you do purchase through them. Guys, thanks always for watching this video, and I really do look forward to seeing you on the next one.